I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Hold on, my screen is wrong. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. This is DYANAROZAY. Come on in, come on in. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all. I am sorry I was late, okay? I see you guys in the chat, though. What up to all of the mods? I see you, Linda Gamble. What is up? Come on in, everybody. She is up here saying hello to everybody, greeting the folks. Let me see who else. What's up, Clone in the house? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Clone in the house and Linda Gamble are the moderators on deck right now. They are volunteering their time today to make sure you guys have a good time in the chat. So everybody make sure that you are paying attention to any instruction that's coming from the moderators, okay? We are coming from all over. And I know you guys are dropping your city and state and or country or wherever you're from, okay? Your islands into the chat. We are coming from all over. I so appreciate everybody joining me, looking at this face, okay, for an hour or so. Listen, we're not robots, so we are not going to have the same opinions about everything, okay? We're not going to have the same opinions about everything, which is cool, all right? I appreciate when we mix it up a little bit. What I ask is that we be respectful, though. No name calling to anybody in my chat, period. Don't call anyone a name. Don't get ignorant with anybody in the chat, okay? I want everybody to be cool. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. What else do I need to say? Outside of that, don't call me any names either. Y'all think that my finger is quick to the block button? My sister, Clone in the house, is even quicker. So just make sure y'all keep it cute up in here. All right. There are content creators in here. I welcome everyone. Okay. I see Uppity. What's up, Miss Uppity? Who else? That's it. That's all I see right now. But I see people who are members. I appreciate all of my members who are here joining me on this Sunday afternoon. I don't know where you guys are, but it's hot here. It's hot where I am. Okay, 95 degrees. Okay. Yeah, listen, there was an article that was put out about Lovemere Huntsville. I'm going to catch y'all up on that article. I got some other stories to catch you up on. Hold on, people are calling out their city. Let me see what y'all coming from. Where y'all coming from? Vancouver, Washington is in the house today. Long Beach, California, New York City. Happy Sunday. What's up? What's up? Mississippi is in the house. Who else do we have? New York again, Peaksville. Dallas, Texas. What's up? Rochester, New York. What's up? Come on in. Atlanta, New York, or North Carolina, North Kakalaki is in the house. Delaware, Augusta, Georgia. Welcome. I love to see where you guys are coming from. Look, Cleveland is in the house. Well, actually, the Bay Area by way of Cleveland, Ohio. My Ohio family is in the house. I love to see it. St. Louis, I used to live there too, child. I lived in a lot of places. I've lived in Texas. I lived in Michigan for a little while. You know, sometimes when you look back on your life, you're like, I was really blessed to have come from a really small little town and have been able to travel as much as I have. So I am very, very thankful. What's up, Michigan again? Let's see. Who else do we have? London, the UK is here. Cleveland again. What's up, Clone? Clone is my blood sister. Got the same mama, same daddy. Follow what she say, child. I'm telling you right now, she's just a little more quick to push the button than me. Sometimes I like to go back and forth with y'all. Okay. This is the boss, Diana Ross on the shirt. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see, who else do we have? Washington State. All right, so anyway, we are going to talk about this article that I read on Love Marriage Huntsville, child. They gave some gloom and doom prospects. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Marsau clapping back at some people that I guess has some things to say. I don't really pay attention that much to Marsau, I ain't gonna lie, but I did see this one. So I was gonna say, I don't think he's been clapping back for a while, child. He probably has. I just didn't know, okay? Let's see, first day of autumn. What's up, Erica? Erica has been a member for 12 months. I appreciate you, okay? Thank you so much. First day of autumn, you guys. I love to see the seasons coming. Houston. What's up? I used to live in Texas. I used to visit Houston all the time. Child lived in San Antonio. What's up, DC? A lot of y'all probably know this already because from what I'm understanding, my information has been out there. So I said, you know what? Might as well just talk about it. Shit, everybody else talking about it. What's up, Shreveport? What's up, Bermuda? Let's see, Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, what's up? Connecticut is in the house. 531 of you are here. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and we are about to get started. I do a variety of topics over here on my platform. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you talk about something ad nauseum over and over and over again, it can make you a little loopy in the brain. You start, you know what I'm saying? You don't know your up from down. You don't know what's important to you. So I've been doing a variety of topics for a long time, actually. But we're back. Let's see. Detroit, let's get to it. We're going to start with the blind item first. The blind item is something I'm going to share with y'all. Then you guys get to guess who or what I am talking about. Put it in the chat. First one that I see pull up, I'm going to put it in the screen. We're going to talk a little bit about it. I'll get it confirmed for y'all. Okay. And then, of course, if I say something that is incorrect, you can correct me. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Let's see. Long Beach. I said Houston. Okay. All right. Let's get to it, child. Okay, you guys, let's get to it. Listen, here is the question. I'm still putting y'all stuff on the chat. 2 Grammy Award-winning singers deleted their post history from their the Twitter accounts, okay, now known as X. Put those 2 people into the chat right now, and let's talk about it, child. People are talking. Who is it? Come on in. Thank you, everyone. I see your compliments. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Let's see. Diva Ely, Long Island. All right. Anybody guess yet? Oh, I see it. Here we go. Angie got it correct. It is Usher and Pink. Okay. For some reason, last night, they literally took everything off. And I mean, deleted their entire history. Years and years and years of history has been deleted. And people are questioning what is going on. A lot of people are saying that it is possible it could have something to do with the diddler. Okay. So that literally happened last night. This morning, all of Pink's history was erased. I don't know what could have been on there. It seems weird to have deleted all of your history. The accounts are still open, by the way, but the actual Twitter and Twitter account for both Pink and Usher are still open. Let me see if I can find them for y'all. But their history is absolutely gone. Hold on. Do I have Twitter X up here? I do. Let's look at it, just so y'all know I'm not making this up. I think it's a little a little strange, y'all. Here's Usher Raymond. Usher, okay, is the USHERRAYMOND. I may have spelled that wrong. Either way, here it is. Y'all see all it has is his follows, just who, for me, saying who I should follow. But in regards to post history, it's gone. Reply history, it is gone. He had a few highlights that he posted earlier in September that he has left on the page. Media post, gone. Everything gone. So I don't know if someone may have saw something over there, or perhaps people were sending him comments or linking him to things and he ended up deleting it. Same for Pink. Check this out. Her post history, she has 2 posts, both of them retweets, one from August 12th, 2017, and one from August 19th, 2016. And the replies are those same 2 posts. Her media history, she has a little more, but that's it. So both of them deleted their post history. Post history gone. Let me see what y'all got to say. Good morning, everyone. Thank y'all for rocking with me. 680 of you are in the chat watching. I appreciate every single one of y'all for doing that. I do ask that you bump up the thumbs up, okay? Going ahead and hit that like button for me. Become a subscriber if you are not already. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. You believe that it has to do with the diddler too? Yep. It may have to do with the diddler. It may have to do with the diddler. Y'all know a lot of people have been saying things about Usher being perhaps the underage young man. And then there's all kind of conversations around, I shouldn't even say, well, there is a lot of conversations. If y'all follow Jaguar Wright, she was saying Usher need to be locked up too, child, allegedly. Let's put that out there. I've not heard any rumors about Usher in my entire time of knowing Usher as a performer. I've not heard those kind of rumors, but people are, getting things out there, all kind of crazy allegations. Today, though, both of those accounts, both Pink and Usher, deleted their Twitter account. 2024 is confirming what grannies have said. Everything done in the dark comes to light. And the other saying, you can do what you want for now. You can do what you want, but not for how long you like. Ooh, that's a good saying. You can do what you want, but not for how long you like. Okay. Sassy KK coming in here with the convo. Okay, let's see. Oh, L.A. Reid. Now, L.A. Reid, I have heard conversations about. In fact, he was sued, if not earlier this year, last year, for some of the same charges Diddy was sued for. Just an FYI, I did hear that. And these 2 artists are L.A. Reid artists, or were. Okay. And Pink does not like L.A. Reid. In fact, she's already come out and said he attempted to, make her this R&B performer. She was like, I did not want to do R&B. And she said some other shit. But she's been living a decent, life. A lot of you are saying that if you were connected to them, you would erase it too. What's up, everyone? Thank y'all. I appreciate every single one of you. Crazy to think that folks don't already have the tweets or the interviews. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that people save, by the way. You have a history. There's some people that just pull text history and they will keep it in a file with people's names on it, just an FYI. So yeah, that's why they say nothing's ever erased on the internet, because someone who knows, these famous people are going to keep a hold of it. And right now, y'all, literally, there's all kinds of stuff that, especially on the TikTok, on the tickety talk right now, they're saying all kinds of stuff. There's a guy named Freddie P, I believe, who gave a whole breakdown of P. Diddy. There is another gentleman. Well, first, let me say this. There's a guy on TikTok. I think it's Freddie P. If y'all want to go over there, just type that into the history. It's going to pull right up. But he was talking about how P. Diddy does not like women, allegedly, okay? Saying that he had this violent history, that he had been talking about it for a long time. And he literally broke down the signs, the SIGNS GNS, the signs of what to look for in a man. He was like, if you are a man and you have that kind of wealth, there's nothing that you would like more than to share your life with a woman. You are looking for your one. You are going to look for your partner, okay? Someone to share your life with, to build your kids with, because he was like, that's your real, that's your real treasure. That's your real gold, right? The money's one thing, but the money is supposed to get you what you want. And he said, for that man to have never been married. Okay, this is just a quote from him. I'm just saying what he said. All right. He said, that's your first sign that there's a problem. And then all of the women, him, having these, parties, these F-offs. And he said the F-offs wasn't because he was attracted to the women. The F-offs was so that he can, get off on the men kind of thing. Okay. So I'm just saying, go listen. It was a really interesting breakdown. And I will say this, if you are a woman that's unmarried and you have questions about a man that you are dating, listen to what Freddie P had to say, because I'm going to tell you that he was on point with pretty much everything, and it's coming out of a man's mouth. So just so you know, that was a really interesting TikTok. I think that it comes in 3 parts. There was also another one who I don't know who this gentleman is, but look up when you go over to TikTok, type in the Biggie Small video, type in Biggie Small and transgender. And he was talking about how in this video, I think it's the Big Papa video, or maybe One More Chance. And he said that there was a transgender as the leading lady in the video. And he said a lot of us, when we were, coming up, we were just in the industry, like, we're just happy to be here. He said that the music industry, however, was trying to push out a certain image around hip hop and Black men. And he said that he believes that the music industry groomed some of the shit that we are hearing about right now. And this again is, I'm not trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Say anything against anything, you know what I'm saying, against the transgender community. And I don't think he was either. I think he was saying they were young people just excited to be a part of, this rich and famous and lifestyle, right? And he said that there was things that was happening that they weren't connecting to. And he said in hindsight, it just looks like it was just a kind of a play to do certain things. With the culture and the industry. And it was really interesting. And that young lady who is not with us anymore, she ended up being unalived by a man who thought she was a woman, is what this guy said. But he said that she was in 3 videos, I think a Craig Mack video, and 2, the Biggie Smalls video, and another one. I forget which one that was. But if y'all saw it, y'all can put it in the comments. Thank you, everyone who is here and watching right now, 936 of you. Make sure that y'all bump up that thumbs up, okay? And follow whatever the direction is for the chat. My moderators are here volunteering their time to make sure y'all have a good time. Anyway, I grew up during that era. I love that music, right? I thought Biggie Smalls was amazing, Tupac, everything that, P. Diddy was putting out. It was pretty cool. Someone said the Warning video. Oh, right. The Warning video. That's one of my favorite motherfucking songs. Okay. I know y'all think, oh, you can't cuss, child. The way I used to bump. Who the hell is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. I used to listen to that song every day, that entire album. But thank you for letting me know. Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear, Biggie Small, Big Papa, One More Chance. That's right. Okay. So y'all know. Anyway, I'm not making it up. The shit's over there for you to watch. Thank you. Come on in. What's up, Chronic? Appreciate you for coming over and volunteering your time with me today. Thank you, Miss Cookie. I appreciate you for coming over and volunteering your time here today. That was, man, y'all have no idea. I still listen to that song. The Bone Thugs and Biggie. Oh my goodness. If you are from Cleveland, y'all know Bone Thugs. When you hear Biggie Smalls get on there breathing heavy, armed and dangerous, can't too many can bang with us. Babe, I'm telling you, your brain it exploded. I remember pulling over. I was in the car with my friends and the guy I was dating. We had to pull over when that song came on the radio. That's how hot that shit was. Anyway, enough. Let's get to the next one. I just wanted to point out there's something going on over there with Pink and Usher, okay? It could be nothing, but it could be a whole lot of something. All right. Okay. Come on in. Thank y'all. Listen, 1,009 of you are here and watching. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Make sure you hit the like button. Bump up the thumbs up. Okay. What else? What else? I don't care who is in the chat. Everybody is welcome. Just mind your P's and Q's. Y'all can say whatever your opinions are. We're all from different places. We're going to have different opinions. However, don't get ugly with anybody. Keep it cute. Keep it cute with me too, okay? Let's see. What else can we talk about? Let's get into these other stories. Let me share my screen. Here we go. The other day I gave y'all a story. Let me see if I still have it up here. Here it is right here. I told y'all that Amber Rose was spotted. Amber Rose and her forehead tattoo was spotted with Iman Shumpert. Okay. Look, I got my screen down. Let me take this back down, child. I keep doing this wrong. Here we go. Here we need y'all to see it. I shouldn't be sitting in front of it. Here we go. Okay. I told y'all that Amber Rose and her forehead tattoo was spotted with Iman Shumpert out here on the beach. She got on her little sexy bathing suit. He's sitting there with his little bottoms and shirt open, letting everybody know that he don't have a big stomach. Okay. He didn't cut off his dreads. He still look cute. I think that Iman is a very attractive man, but I don't know what he sees in this lady. Okay. Not that Amber Rose isn't an attractive woman, but damn, come on. You used to be with the baddest lady of all times. You was married to her. Anyways, I think these two met on the set of College Hill, and people were implying that they might have something going on, child, in a romantic way out here on the beach in a beach in Miami. Okay. But yeah, they up there smiling and grinning and he-heing in each other's face. Anyway, it turns out that there might have been something going on between the two of them for real, child. Back in the day when Teyana was married to Iman. Now, there is a rumor. It was actually put out there by Teyana's assistant. I don't know if she is a assistant anymore. Thank you. We are all sick of that forehead tattoo, child. Let me put that up here. But the assistant came out and said that Teyana had went to the hospital because she was having some unhealthy thoughts when that marriage started breaking up, when her marriage started breaking down with Iman, that he had been out there, and she didn't want all that to come out. So she just really tried to keep it cute. She was like, me and my baby daddy still friends. We're just trying to get through this divorce, right? She didn't want anybody to attack him for anything. But that assistant came out and told that story, okay? That she was just in a bad way and ended up going into the hospital for it. Y'all catch my drift? Okay, she was having unhealthy thoughts about her time here on the planet Earth, is what they were saying. And basically the BFF came out and said, listen, that's the same hoe that was interfering in their marriage when they were on a yacht with their children. Okay. So Teyana was on the yacht with her kids and her husband. And she said that one, the forehead tattoo, was ha ha, he and skinning and grinning all up in Iman's face. So this lady named DYANA, I believe, it says, this is so funny to me because when we were on that boat on New Year's Eve, you and your friends villainized me for peeping that sneaky shit that was going on while Teyana and her kids was on the same boat. And I was right. So the friend said, I saw you and her, and you villainized me saying I should mind my business or whatever the case may be, right? You the friend, you jealous. Y'all know what people do when you try to help out a friend, when you see some shit, and then you end up, messing up your friendship, right? Because they want to believe they're partners. So she said, you villainized me for that shit. And it turns out to be true. Here your ass is on this beach, right? But she said, this proves my point. and you went and you want to be crying a river on that girl's phone the next day. So this is another thing. We all know that when Iman would get caught doing some shit, right? He would actually come out and publicly apologize on these internets. He would come on to Twitter, oh, I'm so sorry to my wife, blah, blah, blah. And Teyana used to try to keep things private. So she was like, she would send a message back, don't apologize to me, boo. You know, this is our thing. I remember that happened at least 3 times, And then I probably stopped paying attention because I was like, why this man always apologizing? What are he doing, right? You know who you are. You know you gonna get caught, man. You 6'12", okay, 6'9". Anyway, she said, you cried a river the next day. My friend has been nothing but graceful this whole time, but you played a effing game. Teyana, I'm sorry that I got this deep, but I'm tired of taking the high road. You done everything in your power to save this man and his image. Amber Rose, and she added Amber Rose, by the way. Amber Rose, I wish you would deny it for those blogs, because I recorded the whole conversation and y'all making excuses about him being single. But he was good and married when this shit started. Corny as F. All right. So I did want to put that out there because we need to make sure everybody stays in check. That's all I'm saying. People be getting a little ignorant, okay? Oh, not Teyana looks like a man, baby. Where? I didn't know that. Listen, again, y'all entitled to your opinion, but I think she's one of the prettiest women ever. That is funny, though. Okay. Look, Beatrice says she likes them to be a little more soft, a little more demure, I guess. I've never heard anybody say that about her. Anywho, yikes. All right, let's get down. Let's talk about this one right here, child. Who is tired of the damn turkey leg hut? Let me see. Y'all still talking about it? Hold on. Someone said Teyana is fine. Teyana's beautiful. Listen, okay. She may not be everybody's cup of tea, child, but damn, I didn't know she looked like a man. I think she is probably physically the ideal, and them cheekbones are out of this world, child. They looked amazing as a couple. But let's talk about the turkey leg hut. Houston, if you're in the house, why do this news keep coming out? Ever since COVID literally started, I don't know, 2020, 2021, the turkey leg hut makes its rotation into the news cycle. It is crazy. The warehouse burning down, the husband and wife fighting and getting on, having affairs. And I remember one time I saw the husband doing some sort of interview. It felt like it was an official interview with some news station. He had a whole bottle of brown liquor in his hand, taking it to the head while he was talking to the interviewer. And I was sitting there like, what am I watching? What am I watching? They were talking about how they didn't want people to come into their establishment dressed a certain way. The women had to have clothes on and stuff like that. I did a whole think piece on it. And someone had came to me and said, child, this is the place people go to after the club. Okay, they said this is a damn hookah bar that sells food. I'm not sure why he's acting like it's some sort of upscale place. I howled, okay? That was hilarious. Let's see. Child, these people are draining ain't a leg of turkey that good. Not one leg of turkey that good, child. That's what they're saying. This is what the chat's saying, not me. I haven't had anything from the turkey leg hut. In fact, I wanted to eat there, but now not so much after these 35 health code violations, baby. Scat with that. Absolutely not. What is going on? Absolutely not. Anyway, let's get into it. 35 health code violations. Shut completely down. Let's see if it can open back up. They owed all kinds of money, like $1 million, maybe close to $1 million, to a food, I guess, somebody who is supposed to distribute food, a food distributor. But there's all kinds of stuff going over there. It's never a dull moment at the turkey leg hut. They also fired everybody by email. I thought that was just over the summer. Whew, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Hold on. The husband across the street in the food, in the food truck. When the place was burning down, child, when? Are you saying this is real, that the husband has a food truck across the street competing with the brick and mortar? Because I think once they got divorced, did the wife take over the brick and mortar? I'm going to need more, Kawanda. What are you saying to me? Because this is tea, and I had no idea that shit was going down. That's crazy. Let's see. Somebody who knows might a little bit more. This is allegedly. I'm going to put it up here, though. Miss Keita said that Lynn, who I'm assuming is the husband, is a narc and trying to sabotage her business, allegedly. Okay? That is crazy. That is crazy. They're doing too much at that turkey leg hut. Yeah. Everybody around the country is familiar with the turkey leg hut right now, but not because they make good food. Okay? It's because they are horrible with keeping the streets, the social media streets, full of their business. It is absolutely wild. What are the health code violations? Let's look at them, child. The people in the neighborhood didn't want them there anyway. It was a good year ago, but it's still going on. Damn. Well, let's look at some of these health code violations. 35, they said that they had everything from pest. Y'all know what pests are. You serving people food and you got a whole rodent issue. Child, goodbye. Anyway, let's get this up. Can I get it up? Maybe not. Hold on. I don't think I can actually put it on the screen. It's not giving me an option. Hold on. Maybe this is it. Nope. Nope. I'm trying to get the paperwork up here, you guys, but it looked like I may not be able to do that. So I'm just going to have to read from the content. We're going to put the other screen back up and I'll read from that content so you guys can see what I'm referring to. Sorry about that. Anyway, y'all can see it. I'll read from this page, okay? They said that everything must go, like a 24-hour sale. That is how bad these violations are. It covers everything from apparently having employees who don't know how to handle food properly. Okay, hold on. Who don't know how to handle the food properly. They said there is not having hot water or running hot water through the faucets. Who's washing their hands without running hot water? The employee cleaning dishes or washing things, equipment, utensils, dishes with a hose outside. What is going on? Y'all might as well have the electricity cut off. Having plastic cups, utensils, things that people would be served with, stored on the floor. Having dirty dishes that has not been washed or hand washed, sitting in sinks. Plumbing that need repair that they did not repair. They said that there was a problem with pests. They're unable to control pests, including rodents, flies, cockroaches, and other insects on the premises. Okay. The baseboards at the wall were damaged, leaving gaps on the floor, unsealed, allowing pests and other things to come into the restaurant. Oh, wow. There was problems with construction floor, with the construction, the floor drains. It feels to me, now listen, I don't know how they passed these health inspections before. Don't ask me. But all of this could not have happened overnight. So either somebody was letting this shit fly, or they are dinging everything because they're just ready for this place to go about its business. But this is a mess. And I didn't even read all 35. I was just reading the ones that caught my eye, because the other things has to do with equipment and things like that. But not being able to wash your hands, washing dishes with a hose outside. I just read y'all the pest list, problems with plumbing. All of that is a problem, and they have been shut down by the health department as of right now. Somebody is saying that there could have been some payoffs. I'm just saying that's some nasty shit. That's some nasty shit. Y'all know it. All right. So let's see what else is going on. What else I want to talk to y'all about. The only other thing that I showed up here is there's a warrant issued for Lil Boosie in Austin, Texas on a theft of service charge. This man stays in the news, child. I don't understand why he is like a magnet for jail. But apparently back in June, the rapper allegedly didn't pay for driving services. So I guess some sort of limo services. Officials say that Boosie complimented the chauffeur's services and posted a video on social media to promote the business. And then he suggested that the company take the cost off of the promo video. However, the driver told the police that they never agreed to exchange their services for any type of promo. They want their damn money. $8,800 in promo services. So y'all, come on, pay the bill. You sitting up here riding around thinking, you can just throw your name out there and people be satisfied. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then he wants to flash money at the police talking about, I make more than you do. Child, you gonna make people happy to pick your ass up. What? James Brown's son-in-law owned a crab place here in South Carolina that they had to close permanently last year for similar nastiness, okay? That's not good. Anyway, thank God for the health department. Thank goodness they closed it down, because that's some horrible shit right there. 1,272 of you are here in the chat watching. Bump up the thumbs up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And yeah, let's move on. I told y'all about this warrant. Now I'm going to talk to you about who else do we have? Let's talk about Marsau real quick. Ciao. Do I have something for Marsau? Listen, I don't know if y'all heard that video I did the other day about Marsau. Hold on, let me take this down. I told y'all that he basically had to say he had a lady. Let me see if I can find the audio, because he had gotten chewed out for disrespecting Tisha. Tisha told everybody they have some event coming up for the alumni of AMU, and the alumni would be an older crowd. This is not the ones going to college. This is the older group of people, folk. A lot of people are like, why are they partying with the kids? They're not partying with the kids. They're partying with the grown folk. But anyway, Marsau ended up making a post, if I can find it, child, where him and Tisha was up there trying to promote it. And Tisha says, don't y'all come over here wearing them damn Daisy Dukes. And Marsau said, pipe down, Tisha, pipe down. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with these people coming in with their Daisy Dukes on. He said, we won't be filming. And if y'all don't mind putting on whatever, I don't mind y'all putting on whatever. But then he ended up cleaning it up by the time it was over. He ended up saying to Tisha, listen, or not to Tisha necessarily, but he ended up telling the folks he got a lady. He don't give a damn what they wear. Hold on.
Oh, and when you said, I care what y'all wear. Yeah, I don't. Already got my lady. Peace.
So he makes it a point of saying at that very end, I care what y'all wear. No, I don't. I already got my lady. Peace. Okay. He said, peace. I got my lady. And that was right before they took a road trip. Because he was like, listen, y'all ain't about to get me out here having Tisha fussing at me the entire time we on the plane or train or automobile. Absolutely not. Okay. But after that happened, he still has that video up. Somebody decided to get a little jiggy with it and say that Marsau might be aging like a banana. Okay. They had this to say. They said those forehead lines are concerning me. Please get those checked. Now, I don't know if he was saying Marsau needs Botox or what, but it was definitely a dig at Marsau, who came through and said, not on my watch, heifer. And they put up that little smiley face too, to make it seem like, they didn't want anybody to know what they were doing. He basically said, shouldn't you be more concerned with the fact that your eyebrows and glasses and nose look like Groucho Marx in disguise? So Marsau basically went over to that person's page and came back with a little knock, and then put up the Groucho Marx disguise. He was like, don't be coming for me and my damn forehead lines, child. There you have it. Marsau is hilarious. Marsau needs to ease up off that brown, somebody said. Is he on the brown, child? Look, Braylon said Marsau flamed him up. Did he flame him? Either way, he said, don't be coming for me, ho. I'm adding on to that, but y'all get it. Marsau put that in his stories, by the way. So that's up there for 24 hours. That's up there for 24 hours. And then if you'd like to see what the woman looks like, I guess you could head over there to the chat. Y'all can head over there to the chat and check it out. But people, that was funny to me. I was like, not him putting it in the stories to make sure that everybody gets a look at it. He said, don't come for me. I looked at your forehead, your eyebrows, and your glasses, and it's a problem. Okay, so anywho, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. A lot of y'all are laughing. That's Marsau and his antics. Now, I also wanted to talk about this because we were talking about the health department and some other things, child. I think that Black is open. They had probably something that's fairly standard, but y'all look. It said establishment closings. I'm going to talk about all of it. Establishment closings. Okay, hold on. Let's read. The inspection and regulation of food establishments and other facilities in Alabama is the responsibility of the Department of Public Health environmental staff, and the county health departments and the Division of Food, Milk, and Lodging. Okay, the department issues enforcement actions where immediate hazards exist or where compliance is not obtained voluntarily. And then look whose name showed up on that list. Now, I don't know if this means it was closed down, to be honest, because when I read further, there's a possibility that it may not have affected Black, but it did have the name of Marsau and Tisha's bar, and the purpose for that closing wasn't for what we saw with the turkey leg hut, child. Not the turkey leg hut. It's an unsecured grease trap manhole cover, which cost about $300 something to fix, by the way. Not a lot of money, but I did want to put up the rest because I know that Marsau is being hosed right now. Okay, so it says that the establishment is required to immediately cease operations in the event of any of the following. And then it gives a list of what they consider reasons to close a facility immediately, and I didn't see the reason they gave for Marsau as a closing reason. even though a lot of people were saying they were closed, that's not listed as a reason to close. They were still open. So I just wanted to say that because we sometimes we be running over to put our foot on Marsau's neck, and it's not true. And it's not true, y'all. But they said this is what would cause a operation to close immediately. Cease operations in the event of electrical water, complete lack of refrigeration, hot water, sewage backup, misuse of poisonous or toxic materials, onset of an apparent foodborne illness, outbreak, or other circumstance that may endanger the public. What he had going on was an actual simple fix. And so I think maybe sometimes we don't see all of the information. And then also it says below is a list of the recent, he was a part of the recent where enforcement actions were taken, but not necessarily closing actions. And it said in most instances, conditions are corrected and the establishment can reopen within a few hours. To verify the current status, you can call. From what I'm understanding, they are open and operating. I saw a lot of advertisement and some other things for it. So just an FYI, because I thought not them being told that they are closed yet again, child. That is hilarious. But Marsau said, get out of here with that, child. Okay, absolutely not. They still open. Okay, they are still open. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But yes, bump up them thumbs up, child. I was laughing hard as hell when I was reading that stuff last night. I was like, y'all be cracking me up. But people were waiting. They was like, baby, it's about damn time. Nope, not yet. Okay, nasty work, child. Nasty work. In the meantime, I think they are traveling. They went someplace. They didn't say where, but they didn't say they traveling someplace. Someone said that Marsau is in everybody else's damn business. So oopsie. Okay. He gets talked about. He gets what he gets. Okay. Thank you, Linda Gamble. 734 in the chat, or have liked the video. 1,500 of you are in the chat, though. Make sure y'all hit that like button, okay? Bump up the thumbs up, please, and thank you. Bump it up. Bump it up. Bump up the thumbs up. All right. Now let's talk about this right here, child. I did put this picture up a little earlier. Carlos King and Melody Cherie, child, because there is a whole article out here right now that got published, I believe, on Saturday, saying this might be the end of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I wanted y'all to weigh in, okay? All of the fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville, weigh in on this article, okay? Freelance article by Crystal Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all know Crystal Jordan is a journalist, and she, I think she freelances sometimes. I forgot the other publication she works for, but y'all can put in the chat. She is also a YouTuber. She has a channel called Crystal XO. So I'm giving her props. I like her. Okay. I'm just reading the article. She's written several articles on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And she's also, I believe, interviewed almost everyone on the cast, except for possibly Martell. So I do want to say that as well. I think her last interview may have been with Kiki Jabbar. What? Let me see. People wasting their time wanting them to be closed. It doesn't affect them. Let that shit go. What's for them or not for them is no concern of others. Okay. Roxy coming through on a Sunday with a word, child. Let's see. Golden Candy said, child, y'all bet not ever speculate about what's being served. And y'all, oh, chicken and fried rice again. Oh. She said, people sit here making all types of comments out here about other people's food. Child, not the case. Okay, well, come on. Fan or not a fan, you're here and we talking about it, okay? So let's get to this article, baby. Crystal Jordan tried to sum some things up, and I want to see if you guys agree or disagree. So I'm actually going to put the article on the screen. How about that? Can y'all see it? Okay, y'all can read along with me, child. Let's get to it. I'm going to stop my screen because y'all know I have to lean close. I don't want to scare anybody, okay, with my pores. Anyway, it says Love and Marriage Huntsville may not survive another season. It said that basically this, what we're about to get for the mid-season 8, when that returns, may be the last one, okay? And then they show, the folks here. But this is by Crystal Jordan. I already said that. Let's go. Reality ratings are based on toxic relationships and scandals. Okay. Carlos King's Love and Marriage Huntsville became OWN's #1 series because of the marital breakdown of the star couple, Martell Holt and Melody Rogers. They introduced this series celebrating Black excellence, entrepreneurship, marriage, love and marriage. However, it seemed to focus on Love and Marriage seemed to focus on the success of the 3 couples that partnered in a reality real estate venture. And she's about to give a breakdown of everything, okay? Just so you know. That's when I'm going to stop it and see what y'all agree with and what y'all don't agree with. Marsau and Tisha represented the more traditional family, while Maurice and Kimmy offered a more contemporary option with a blended family, okay? Kimmy had her baby, Jalen, and then we had Maurice Jr., of course, and then Kiowa, right? We never saw Kimmy's man on screen. We did see Kiowa. Audience were hesitant to embrace the series as Huntsville was not known for being spicy or even interesting. Oh, that felt like shade to Huntsville, but King knew the internal friction between the couples and the spouses would produce reality gold. And while it was the catalyst for the show's success, it has since become its downfall. What y'all got to say about that? That's what I was asking the other day, child. We talked about this the other day. A lot of people said, do you believe that this is toxic, DYANAROZAY? I said the same shit that was brought on the show is the same stuff they're talking about. It is literally these people's lives. But a lot of people say, child. Let me see. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Downfall because no one would call out right versus wrong. You think so? Or is it because the people on the show? You can't make people do what they don't want to do or say what they don't want to say. When those kind of things happen, y'all just get even more upset because you'll say that they are liars or hypocrites or whatever those things are. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna leave this on the screen, lies and more lies. But it goes on to say that Martell and Melody's divorce had lasting effects on the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. The divorce had lasting effects on the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. Melody Cherie and Martell Holt, Love and Marriage reunion image, that's up there. Sorry about that. But Melody Cherie and Martell Holt was the show. I'm assuming that's what it was supposed to say, but there's some words missing here. It goes on to say that Carlos' intuition was correct, and the first season of Love and Marriage Huntsville sparked curiosity in OWN's audience as the viewers tried to figure out why the couple had so much internal friction. From the first episode, it was clear that Martell and Melody's marriage had been affected by an infidelity. Correct. From the first episode, we were basically clued in that Melody and Martell were having marital problems. Melody wasn't shy about dropping the tea about their marriage within the group, which created tension amongst the other couples. As the seasons continued, audiences became more invested in the 3 core marriages, so much so that by the time Melody revealed that Martell had gotten his mistress pregnant, there was public outcry and anger towards him. Okay. What's your thoughts? What's your feelings, child? Melody did not destroy this show. Cut it out. Well, I think wait a minute, I'm sorry. I think what she's saying is that the show changed directions when the divorce became the lead of conversation. It changed directions. A lot of people were saying, I'm so sorry. A lot of when she started off, she said marriage, love, entrepreneurship, but it changed directions in the first episode when we find out that Melody and Martell are, they're having marital difficulties. let's see. Melody did not destroy the show. I have an Android, so the register button may be located elsewhere for iPhones. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about, but I hope you were able to figure that out. Carlos wanted to focus on the negativity. So when you think that Mel and Martell divorced, what would you have liked to happen? Maybe that's a better question. Did you want to follow their story, or do you think that the show should have just gone off the air? Because it really did help Mel rebuild her life. That at least that's what she shared. I'm not guessing at that. She said that everything happens for a reason, and that the show actually helped her rebuild her wealth. So she said that she didn't, at the time during that interview, I don't know if she's changed her mind since, but during a radio interview that I heard her talk about, she said the show helped her rebuild her wealth. And so she had no regrets. That's what I heard her say on a previous interview. And I will be happy to pull it and put it on my IG stories if anybody had any questions about it. But I want to have a serious conversation, not a blame anyone for anything, but just a serious conversation, because I've always been of the position that this is what was really happening in their life. And whether Martell was on the show or not, based on what we know about Martell, I think that would have still been Melody's story, that she is, because she even said that not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, not even a week ago or 2 weeks ago, she said, listen, Martell is still trying to get me back to this very day. Those are her words. So that would have still been a very big part of her life. So that is what I'm asking. All right, let's see. I don't like Crystal Jordan or whatever her name is. Okay. I like Crystal Jordan. Crystal, you get a shout out from me, child, even though some people in the comments are taking this very, very hard. No, the divorce wasn't the problem. The other cast members didn't step up on their own storylines. Okay. I think Melody and Martell had the biggest storyline. I think so. I think that what was going on social media and everything else made their story the biggest part of the show, because people were interested. They still talk about it. I typed in the mistress's name yesterday and 5 stories popped up on her. People are still talking about her. And they were recent stories. They were responding to someone in the comments, not the article. Gotcha. Okay. In my opinion, the downfall was when Hotel had an outside baby, then Cole saw going on social media discussing her and Hotel's escapades. Then the show went to social media, and that's where it stayed. Okay. Look, I want to follow the story, but Martell is just too toxic for you. Got it. All right, let's finish. We still talking about it. Let's finish up this article. I got to scroll down. The breakdown of the host's marriage had an immediate domino effect on the rest of the cast. The relationship between the women became strained as Melody insinuated the other wives dealing with the philandering husbands, that the other wives were dealing with philandering husbands as well. She must have typed this super fast because there's a bunch of words missing. So this is something. The relationship between the women became strained as Melody insinuated the other wives were dealing with philandering husbands as well. Carlos, the Scott brothers, Marsau, and Maurice regarded Melody's insinuations with a grain of salt, but the rumors surrounding Marsau grew louder and louder. Tisha ignored the allegations of everyone on the outside, but wasn't able to escape Melody's disapproving energy. Letitia worked to become more independent, earning another degree and focusing more on businesses outside of the home, to her husband's displeasure. Unfortunately, the breakdown of Melody and Martell created a lasting rift between the other couples. All right, now that's some tea. And I've heard Crystal say this before, that Melody, that the divorce literally just kind of, had a domino effect on the other couples, and everybody started looking for the other couples being hoes. Now, I will say that Martell saying the 20 women comment did make people look for other things. And I think that was kind of driven into the show, where Tisha was having doubt about her husband and her marriage. She absolutely had doubt. That played out on the show. Her mother, Wanda, saying, I'm going to follow you, Marsau. That played out on both social media and on the show. So once it was introduced, that became the storyline for the couples. Now, for some reason, it did miss Maurice and Kimmy, though. I think Marsau either decided to take the full hit because Maurice and Kimmy were about to get married, but it did miss them for a little while. Okay. Someone said, yes, I wanted to see them co-parent and move on with their lives. Well, you know what? They did try to show us that. If you remember, when Melody and Martell divorced, they came back to the season going to therapy for co-parenting. They actually met with a therapist, and they had a meeting with the kids where they were talking about things, but it just didn't stay that way. Why? Because we found out that Martell was suing Melody for full custody. Again, something that came out on social media. Let's see. I wanted to follow the story, but for most of it, the underlying hate was the so-called friend that the so-called friends had for her. Melody was the only one who rebuilt because she built it off the backs of the downfall of the castmates. Melody was the only one who rebuilt because she built it off the backs of the downfall of her castmates. Okay, this is an interesting statement. I am the clout. I'm assuming you're saying that the audience or the fan base didn't like the rest of the castmates, and so Melody was able to thrive from that. I'm assuming that's how you're saying this, and you can let me know in the comments. And if y'all disagree with I am the clout, that's fine, but do not call people names. No name calling. Okay, I would have liked to see Martell off the show like the other shows, such as Housewives. I would have liked to see Martell off the show like the other shows, such as Housewives. And I'm not sure what you mean by that, because I've not seen anybody kicked off of any of the other shows. Oh, okay. There is a page. Whoever is asking, if you have an IG account, there are, I think Melody has instructions in her IG stories. And there are also, I think maybe the Millimeters page has instruction and possibly even video on what to do. But there is in Melody Stories a link that you can push to register. So there you have it. The show would be fine if the other couples were more transparent about their lives and they didn't focus on Mel and Martell. So this is what we know about the other couples, right? We know that Marsau and Tisha had such a hard time with some of the shit that was coming at them that they said they almost divorced. Marsau said that, and he said, I want to take it off the show. So I think because he knew, I value my family or my marriage, I think that sometimes you have to pull back on what you give. And I think that they all have done that. They've all shared that they've asked if they could take a break from the space of filming, every little detail because it was too much for them to have, including Melody. Melody was like, there was a point where I had to call and say, I'm not filming with Martell. She said that again recently. I'm not filming because it's too much for me. And when the things were going on with the custody, it was not talked about at all on the show. We got the wrap up after the court case was resolved. That first time around, we know that they're still going through it, but they had to take a moment not to share certain things on the show because it's too much to take. Come on in, everybody. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. 1,500 of you are in the chat. Make sure y'all bump up that thumbs up by hitting the like button, okay? All right, let's read some more. Now it goes on to say that the unfortunate passing of Love and Marriage Huntsville's Kiki Jabbar casted a dark shadow over the current season of this OWN hit show, which they have not spoken about Kiki yet. And we don't know if that's going to happen, but perhaps in the second part of the season, it will be discussed because that's when they were filming, but not yet. But it says the breakdown of the Holtz created a rift between the men and the women on the show until 8 seasons later. Not only are the Holtz officially divorced, but the remaining cast or the cast still remain at odds, which we know to be true. Melody has already said she's not friends with any goddamn body, okay? She also said, though, again, I don't know how true it is, but she said she doesn't have a problem with anyone that she had filmed with in the second part of the season, that things were actually okay, but that they don't hang out after the show. But it says there are always fallouts among reality casts, but the current situation on Love and Marriage Huntsville is unique. There are no alliances or even strong friendships. Without long-lasting relationships to offset the severed ones, it's hard to imagine how audience will remain connected to the series. Carlos may need to start over with a new principal cast or abandon Huntsville altogether. Marsau and Martel's friendship was irretrievably severed several years ago. They said that the relationship amongst the women are usually up and down on reality television, but seldom do the men get involved in the antics. After fathering an outside child and divorcing his wife, Martel has embraced the bad boy role assigned to him by Love and Marriage Huntsville fans. He jokes about the divorce. Although he has expressed regret over the actions that led to him losing his family, his actions don't reflect true repentance. His actions don't reflect true repentance. A brief fling with RHOA alum Sheree Whitfield is just one of the many women that Martel has been linked with since his marriage officially ended. Martel's resurgence as a bachelor's lifestyle has put pressure on him, on the other men in Huntsville. So let's ask that question. Do y'all think that Martel, because Martel is a bachelor and out here, I guess, slanging the D, that puts pressure on the other men on the show? That is the funniest shit I've ever read. That the other men feel pressured? Oh no. Let's see what you got to say. Or divorce, or what was going on with the revenge P. They talked about it at the beginning, and then even though people were upset, it was still something that was going on in court, so they could not talk about it legally. And we will get to see what happens at the end. Okay. Will they discuss it? I think Mel said that there was more coming on that particular storyline, but we'll have to wait to see. The storyline for this season was actually more about Sunny, Destiny, Moses, and Trish and Ken. They took over the storyline for season 8. They took over the storyline for season 8. So we'll get to see what happens next. Okay. Sometimes there's trolls in the chat. There's 1,500 of you in the chat. It's really hard to get everybody. But listen, people feel like it's a troll. People have different opinions. Let it be, child. It is what it is. Sometimes y'all be trolling me. Often y'all troll me, child. Let's see. Marsau denies any infidelity, but he doesn't shy away from the tongue-in-cheek references to the allegations. Maurice teases the allegations about his brother, but denies any wrongdoing on his part. The brothers began distancing themselves from Martel after his divorce. They actually started distancing themselves from Martel After Martell got into Marsau's chat when he posted that boys trip, and Martell said it was AC who took the photo. After that, every single one of the Scotts, I should say Scott 1 and 2.0, they all unfollowed him that day. That same day he did it, they unfollowed him. And I don't know if they've refollowed him, but they unfollowed him that day. And it seemed to have been that way for a long time. The brothers began distancing themselves from Martell after his divorce, hoping to persuade fans and other wives that they have nothing in common with Martell. His Playboy way, or his Playboy ways, after Melody had Martell arrested for threatening to release revenge porn, Marsau spoke with bloggers against Martell's actions. Martell confronts Marsau, but this was not the first confrontation between the two. They also said that Tiffany and Louis may have saved their marriage by leaving Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it also talked about Melody getting into a verbal altercation with Wanda, and Martell having to jump in to defend Melody while Marsau stepped up to defend his mother-in-law. The two alpha males have never resolved their conflicts, but instead retreat to their respective corners, creating an ever-growing chasm in the group. As Love and Marriage Huntsville prepares to finish out the current season, the tension between Martell and Marsau threatens to boil over with physical confrontations. So it looks like she's also saying that because there's no true friendship amongst the women, this show is doomed and will probably not come back. And because the friendship between the men, in particular Martell and Marsau, seems to be unrepairable, that is another reason why this show will be kicked off the air for season 9. The bigger scandal that stole the spotlight from Melody this season happened to have been the one between Sonny Minks, who was a producer on the show, who was assigned to Destiny Payton. Sonny took her job as a producer to heart, befriending Destiny and even agreeing to manage her music career post Love and Marriage Huntsville. When Destiny's relationship with her on-again, off-again boyfriend Moses started to struggle, Sonny swooped in and in less than 90 days married Destiny's ex. Sonny defended her action by claiming she wasn't friend with Destiny no damn way. It was never genuine, but instead was a part of her job description as a producer. She claimed to never truly even like Destiny and was disgusted by her neglect to her then boyfriend Moses. Damn, that's a lot. What y'all got to say about that, child? Destiny requested Sonny as her producer. She was assigned to Tiffany initially. Okay. The head of the snake in charge, Carlos King, anchors the toxicity and unethical actions of this show. Cut off the head of the snake and then you will cut off the show. That makes sense. No show, no head, no show, baby. So a lot of people are agreeing. Let's see if you guys can get this to where it's supposed to be. I think 100,000 people ended up watching that last episode, or excuse me, it went up 100,000 in views in that last episode. So we will see. Sonny laughed off the coincidence, claiming her newfound love with Moses was the couple's destiny and suggested that Destiny move on to find her own happiness elsewhere. Sonny's cutthroat behavior was rewarded by Carlos with a primary spot on the show and the opportunity to move from behind the cameras to front and center of the juiciest storyline on the show. Needless to say, the scandal has split the cast yet again, with Melody sweeping in on Sonny's defense, while Kimmy and Letitia supported Destiny. Stormy Steele and her husband, Courtney Beasley, came to the show as friends of Melody, but the relationship was short-lived after Sonny and Melody's friendship disintegrated. Stormy looked for the couples to reconnect. Hold on. Stormy looked for the other couples to connect with. Unfortunately, Stormy and Letitia immediately clashed, but even worse than that, their disagreements was Stormy's blatant lack of respect for Marsau. So again, the couples don't even respect each other's husbands, is what it's basically saying. That there's really just no respect for anybody on the show. And now they are all split around Martell's arrest, whether or not Melody should have pulled the plug and had Martell arrested, or if she should have just let it slide. So people are saying that this has caused a rift with not only the cast, but also the fan base. And this is the reason why this show may not make it another season. There is no respect for anybody on that show. Okay. Come on in. Welcome. Hey, girl. What's up, Monica? Bump up the thumbs up. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Come on in. Come on in. Mel never said that she agreed with it, though. And I know you're just reading the article, so this isn't you. Melody didn't say she agreed with it. I told you guys that she didn't agree with it. I said that her and Sonny were probably more alliances right now. However, a lot of people told me to take a hike, that they were friends and that they're the only people that are friends with Melody on the show. I said that she probably didn't know her that well. And it seemed to me like she was actually, questioning some of it, but just trying to figure out where it started. Thank you very much. 991 of you have hit that like button. Go ahead, continue to hit the like button. And I shared all of that at the beginning. If you have any questions about the article, y'all can go back and listen to that. And that's why CK is mad. Mel wouldn't let go and continue to take the threats for the show. Okay. The new scandalous couple was also added to Love and Marriage Huntsville this season, and that being the gym rats Trish, Annette, and Ken Lee. They were added to round out the cast, but instead may have proven to be the nail in the Love and Marriage Huntsville coffin. Now, this person, Crystal, is saying that what really has done this show in is Ken and Annette. Ken and Trish, excuse me. She said that not only are Trish and Ken not married, but Trish joined the cast still legally married to her estranged husband, Marquez. Trish was quick to share their dilemma with the ladies who bit their tongues but exchanged disapproving glances at one another when listening to her story. Carlos has woven a tangled mess of infidelity, divorce, and jealousy within the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, which has resulted into the show being a constant trend on social media and various other blog sites. In order for the series to continue, viewers will need to see the drama, but will also need some relationships repaired for the sake of continuity. On the recent drama-filled girls' trip, it goes on to talk about the girls' trip, y'all. They basically said it is a rehash of the divorce between Melody and Martell. And Melody, again, appears to be unsupported. If Carlos can restructure the cast with a balance of positives and negatives, the show could continue. Otherwise, interests are going to fizzle out completely. Reality fans are fickle and love to watch anything about betrayal, affairs, and breakups. But what makes those negatives so fun seems to be hard to watch on this TV show. Okay, y'all. That is what is going on right now. Let's see. Let me put this back up. All right. New Orleans is in the house. What's up, New Orleans? Let's see. Meaning Mel and Martell does a lot to her behind the scenes, and he wants her to just keep going and not fighting Martell back. Yikes. I'm happy that she is following whatever their agreement or rules are. If they don't have to fight or they don't have to film with each other, hopefully that doesn't put her in any spaces with Martell, because she's already said she doesn't film with him. Who's the we? So at the end of the day, it seems to me, if I had to have anything to say about it, I would say that these storylines with the cast are, that is who they are. And I think that when your story is not hitting with the fan base anymore, then you should just leave. I don't think that they can make up a storyline that's going to satisfy the fans. Even if you're asking for their real life happens to be the shit that people aren't interested in. So I think that at this point, now that it is a part of this larger base, I think that people don't want to see, what's the word I'm looking for? People don't want to see someone be a victim all the time, correct? So when someone is always saying, listen, I'm a victim of something, it's hard for you to watch. It's hard for you to take in. And when that happens, it's pretty much over. So that's what it sounds like to me. Let's see, agree at Dyana. I don't necessarily think that it's not their story. I think it's their story. I just think that nobody wants to hear what is their story unless they're talking about it on social media. But there is no good part, because the show itself, to be honest, and I said this before, the show itself plays like the Mickey Mouse Club, like Sesame Street. It's really light, and it has been for the last 6, 7, 8. It has been all the way through that. What makes the show heavy is the internet. And then when people think that the internet isn't what is being depicted on the show, then they get angry about it. The narratives are not the truth. When you look online, internationally, it's being proven that these people are unsuccessful despite despise Melody for her successful life. Okay, I will say that these people seem to be waking up every day. Their kids seem to be thriving. Nobody's lost their home. Nobody's homeless. I think there's more that gets put onto that, just like Marsau and Tisha's business are closed, than probably is actually accurate or true. But it makes for good storytelling, and it makes for good views, child. So we talk about it because that happens to be in the news. But when you look the stuff up, it may not be the case. There is an entire season. Their story this entire season has been Mel and the Millimeters. Okay. When Mel and Martell stopped filming with each other, that was the decline of the show. We wanted to see them co-parent. So Shelly, if they can't co-parent though, if they're not co-parenting, and I understand what you're saying, but if their reality is that they're not in a place where they can co-parent well, and they're bringing that part of their story to the audience, what do you as the audience do? Do you just pull away from the story? Are you no longer interested? Or do you follow what's true? Now, again, I know people are saying everybody's against Mel. She said that she feels like people pile up on her, but she also said that she does not hang out with these people. We only see them on the set, and then we go home to our real lives. That's how she put it. I go home and work my real life. I am with my family. I am with my kids. So she doesn't have the same interaction with the people on the show that you may have when you go to work every day. You go to work, you go home, you thinking about it, you having all kinds of feelings. And I want to see what happens next personally. But I do understand that sometimes shit just hits the ceiling. When it hits the ceiling, there's nowhere else for it to go. You shouldn't have to go to the internet to find out about the cast, whether it's true or not. So is that a good is that a good thing or a negative thing? Because I think that the internet does what it's supposed to do, and sometimes we take it with a grain of salt and we can move past it, but sometimes people are not able to. I used to like the show. I think they missed the mark when it comes to storylines. Kimmy should have shown more about her sea journey beside her cooch situation. Now, I'm going to say this because I watched this play out. People literally said that she did not have C. Did you see that part of the story? When people were very much out loud talking, she does not have it. I have it. And I've never, that it isn't true. And then people start saying she was a liar. And they were downplaying the fact that she had it. So if you remember that, put it in the chat, because that storyline went kaput the day after. Like, people literally kept saying, why didn't she take us to the chemo journey? Why didn't she do this? And I was like, that is hilarious. Every part of the story became a lie. And to this day, people said that it's not true. And it's really insulting, I would think. But child, to this day, people say it's not true. One thing about it, I believe that there will be a number of nervous breakdowns amongst the content creators and audience. Why do you think there'll be nervous breakdowns amongst the content creators and the audience? Share. Tell me what you're thinking. There just seems to be a male bash session. People want to say that Melody and Martell, since people say they want Melody and Martell. Sincerely, how many want to see children? Ooh, Jesus. And what's funny is that the other cats are doing the same thing. They don't mess with Mel, but they make stories like it's Mel. They don't F with Mel or Martell. They don't F with them, but they don't discuss that. I don't think any of these people know anything about each other's lives. I think that when I read the article and she said there's no real friendships on the show, it's kind of what happened to Real Housewives of Atlanta. When we see the breakdown of the friendships, that means that people don't know anything about each other. And the only thing they do is sling mud, because there's no genuine care for anyone there, right? So you have to have something that says, I respect you enough to do whatever. And when those things fall or break down, then all there is angst and animosity. And things start coming out, whether it's on the show or on social media. It starts leaking out. But we did not see Melody with Martell anytime this season, and I don't think that we'll see her with him next season either. Lovely Liz TV. The sad part is that Mel and Martell filed bankruptcy before folks started dipping into their personal lives. To me, that's not fair that the other cast members who didn't file bankruptcy. Okay. I'm assuming that you're talking about people's personal information coming out online. A lot of people's personal information has come out online. Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members were bringing updates after the show aired. Most reality shows don't give immediate updates. Normally, viewers wait for the reunion. Okay, that's an interesting statement. Sonia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So you're saying that people discussing the show is not good? Now, I would say last season, if I'm not mistaken, maybe season 6 and season 7, I remember the cast making an effort not to discuss the show. I remember them making an effort not to discuss the show. And this season, or after this season closed, there was more conversation about the show. It was actually coming from Melody, Sunny, and Shanita. Melody, Sunny, and Shanita were discussing it, but I think they were trying to, well, I shouldn't say I think, the goal was to clear things up that they thought wasn't true on the show, or the way things played out on the show. Carlos King actually did an interview with someone named Sheridan, if I'm not mistaken. Carlos King did an interview with a YouTuber named Sheridan, and she asked him what did he think was killing reality TV, and he kind of said something similar. He said he doesn't like for the talent to go out and have conversations with the fan base to sway thoughts on the show or about people on the show. And I ain't gonna lie, I did see Giving You the Real Tea the other day, and I agree. He was definitely talking about Winter from Love and Marriage DC, because when everything went, or DC, excuse me, Detroit, when everything went, haywire on DC, Winter was having a lot of conversations on different platforms. And I remember him saying one day, I didn't hire you on Twitter, and you're not going to quit on Twitter. So if that's your resignation, you're going to have to follow the proper protocol. He said, you can call me on my phone. And he kept saying that. So he did have a problem with Winter. I think it was also with Ashley. De Silva? Ashley Silva, not De Silva. Ashley Silva, he had a problem with, and I think part of it would be Mel, possibly Sunny, and possibly Shanita, because he said that there was a whole lot of talking that created negative energy around the storylines. A lot of people said, I'd never trust Kimmy. So see, there was people who didn't even believe Kimmy's storyline was true. A lot of y'all said that y'all thought it wasn't true. So how do you keep a storyline going that people don't even believe in the first place, child? I personally think that it was true. I saw a lot of some of the stuff she was doing that was bad. It reminded me of things that I witnessed with someone who was sick. But I absolutely believe it was true. I did see the video when she came out of the cancer center and she rang the bell. She constantly showed herself there on social media. So I did think that was true. I think it's unfortunate and sad that people told her no. Review Hour said that once the show go off air, that the fans and content creators will not be able to handle the withdrawals. Hence, there's going to be a lot of people having nervous breakdowns. I think you're right. I think that people are very wrapped up into the show. And I think that also people don't realize how much of the show they actually do like, even though they might say that gets on their nerves. It's literally created communities, and these communities, the withdrawal is going to be what happens when the community disappears. Filing for bankruptcy is more common going through divorce. That's like saying it's not fair to Mel and Martell that the other castmates have multiple lawsuits and they didn't. They don't. I don't think that's what that person was saying. I think they were saying that prior to we finding out, there was a bankruptcy filed, that all of the financial information was out there about the other castmates, and that the bankruptcy conversation came out on the back end. Okay. Do you think Shanita? I don't think Shanita's coming back to the show, which is fine. I think that she probably put her toe in the water and decided that she really can't do it anymore. It's unfortunate because I really didn't think Shanita's part was what happened on the show was. I thought it was small in comparison to the other things, but maybe something else is going to happen in the upcoming season. But what happened this first half of the season wasn't bad. It wasn't. I wouldn't even thought that it was. Well, I can't say that. I don't know if it bothered her. It bothered her, and that's all that counts, child. But in my head, considering what does happen on the show, it just felt really small. In my opinion, Carlos is the reason why the reason why the cost, specifically Melody, Sunny, and Shanita, as he and Dr. Heavenly had messy Mondays and constantly pointing fingers at Mel as if she was the problem. Ooh. You know, they really didn't talk about Melody into those last 2 episodes because everything else was about Sunny and Trish. Sunny, Destiny, and Moses, Trish, and Ken. They took up the entire story. The last 2 episodes is when we got Melody back in, and the storyline with Melody. If y'all remember, they brought on Trisha's boyfriend or husband. They brought on the boyfriend, the husband, Trish talked. There was all kinds of stuff. I actually enjoyed that part, listening to the other side, but I didn't think they brought Melody up into those last two episodes. Carlos and Heavenly accused Shanita of causing issues on the girls' trip. Not one mention of Tisha bringing Destiny on the trip to argue with Mel and Sunny. A lot of people do see that differently. I think I knew I knew that Destiny was coming on the trip. We saw Destiny on the trip ahead of everything. We knew that she was there because the pictures had come out. They did bring up Melody via the Millimeter storyline. Okay. I hated the Millimeter storyline. I hope I never hear it again. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was probably one of the weakest stories on the show. But even now, the biggest part is this conversation that's going to go down between Stormy and Melody, and that didn't happen this half of the season. When Melody sat down with the girls at the beginning of the season, the girls being Tisha and Kimmy, when she came on, she literally says at the beginning of the season, y'all should have come. It wasn't a big deal. Sunny got what she got from the audience booing her at the podcast event because of how she presented herself at the event. And after that, she has another conversation with Marsau. And in that conversation, she said, you're trying to make me control a group of people I don't know, and that's never going to happen. That ended it for me as a person watching the show. I really didn't give 2 shits about anything else. And she should say that hopefully to Stormy when she sits with her, as opposed to trying to, making her responsible for the actions of a group of people. When I have problems with anybody, I say the fan base, because I don't know who's a Millimeter and who isn't, but there's a fan base that do take things out of control. Why did CK allow Sunny and Moses to come on Love and Marriage Huntsville, knowing that Destiny had a situationship? Blame CK for starting the fire. Destiny needed a check. CK needed drama. That is funny. Attacking your core audience is wild. I know y'all think this is the first time it happened, but it's not. This is a Bravo storyline all the time. It has been talked about with, what is her name? Candace. It was come up with Heavenly. It's come up with the Braxtons. It's come up with who else? Teresa Goodice. It's come up with a lot of people. We make this show everything when there is a history for this that has come out over and over and over again. It's not the first. It's not the first time, but it should not have happened because it was just dumb. It was just dumb. If they wanted to say there was a fan that did X, Y, and Z, because again, we don't know who's a millimeter and who isn't. If you wanted to say that, do that. Because that's acceptable. I mean, if that fan of the show did that, that's acceptable. Talk about that fan and the bullshit that fan did. That is fair game. That's fair game. Right. I don't even think I talked about it as a part of this, as a part of my reviews anymore, because I said I didn't think it was a big deal. I don't know who's a millimeter, and I don't call anybody millimeters anymore. I don't know who's a millimeter. I don't know what it requires to be one, so I don't talk about it. I just say fans, because there's fans that do all kinds of crazy stuff with everybody. Okay, everybody does crazy stuff as fans. Oh, let me put this up here. Thank you. I'm gonna close it with this one, child. Andy might play favorites, but he doesn't create a storyline to attack Nene's fan base or Bethany's fan base or Teresa's fan base for the twirls. Okay, so can I tell y'all what Andy has done? And this was talked about by every Black woman on that show. The production of that show that y'all all know is in a class action lawsuit mediation. They threaten to fire people all the time for not doing what they asked them to do, including filming with certain people. So one of the things we know about Carlos King, and I don't know if it works for him or if it's a bad thing, it may not work for him because people are tired of the storylines. People are tired of the storylines that's being introduced. But Andy Cohen and the production team over there, they don't give you an option to film. They don't give you an option to choose who you're filming with. When they calling you to set, you're supposed to be there, okay? And at one point on Real Housewives of Atlanta, when it was in its heyday, there was one woman on the show who didn't follow the call sheet. She would not show up. She would call and say, I'm not coming, I'm sick, I'm whatever. And what was revealed in the aftermath of this is that that person was using their kids as an excuse and all kinds of shit. And what would end up happening is that she was let out of that contract. She didn't have to go. And so the Black women on the show said, if they are not making her film, then we are leaving. We're walking off set. We have kids. We have families. We don't want to go on these trips. We don't want to be in rooms with people we don't like. And then when they did that and they realized that they were seriously going to shut this show down, they made Kim film with them while her husband sat outside in a running vehicle with the car still running so that he can take off when she was ready to come out, because she had already been given another show. But they were all sitting there waiting, hours waiting, like, this is bullshit. This is unacceptable. She never comes, and we're the ones who get threatened to be let go when these things happen. And they brought her on, and she sat there, and she already knew what was going to take place, and she got pissed and said, I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not doing this with y'all. Walks outside, and you know what happened after that? Her husband, Croy, threatened to punch the cameraman in his fucking face, and they still gave her another show. So the rules keep changing for all of us, but sometimes we give this man way too much credit. He does not deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. He's been made a millionaire 100 times over, and somehow we keep saying, well, he does. He has. He still does. He sits there with those cards, with those cue cards. I wish I even had something. And when he's talking to people on Watch What Happens Live and he's asking questions, he put the card over his face to laugh and giggle, cackle and hee hee about everybody on that show. every single body. He laughs, he talks about, he makes fun 7 days a week on TV, and then Monday through Friday on his radio show, he talks about those people like a low down dirty dog. Okay? Don't say you expect Andy to do it. Y'all keep saying Andy's the better, and he's not. He is not, never has been. That don't say, well, we expect it. That's not true. Y'all give that man a pass every step of the way. Every step of the way. He even let Martell on the show when y'all was asking Carlos King to fire him. So that's not true. That's not true. Not y'all, them. Okay, listen, Ty, I have to say, you've been the only person in my corner every time I bring it up. I have seen them do horrible things over there, and that is not true. And Carlos has not been worse. Y'all just don't want to hear the history for Andy Cohen. He's let everybody on that show. He has not fired anybody. That man literally threatened to punch out one of the camera crew. And he said, here's a show for y'all. Y'all can be on this for 11, 12, 13 years getting a paycheck. That's not true. Never happened. Never happened. And I don't see anybody threatening to take those shows off the air. You want to take Married to Medicine off the air because you don't like Heavenly, but you've let all of those shows rock. When what's that man's name? I forgot his name now. When Phaedra's ex-husband picked up a whole drill, nobody protested. When that lady, when they went on that trip to Miami and that drunk man was in the house and he threatened to punch one of them ladies out, nobody said anything. That's right. He also had a pow pow. The stuff that they did to Sweetie and all of that stuff was as racist as can be. Nobody said anything. When people out loud said that Big Papa was on set calling people the N-word, and every black hand, every black woman on that stage put their hand up to say they heard it, not one person did anything about it. Not one. Not one. Nobody. Who's the convicted criminal? Moses? When Carlos King is allowing a convicted criminal of DV to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville crafting storylines as a playboy. Martell literally got arrested earlier this year. And what happens after his conviction? It was a domestic violence charge, DV, domestic violence charge for sending a threat to his ex-wife, and that will follow him for the rest of his days. There's a lot of convicted criminals on there, Simone. So again, why are we just saying the one? Why aren't we talking about the drug dealer and gun carrier? Let's talk about all of them. The problem is sometimes we get fixated on one thing, and if you're not willing to put the whole shebang in there, because when, as a person who is on production or part of the decision making, you have to be able to put everybody in as a problem, or nobody's a problem. He got convicted this year, if I'm not mistaken, sometime between March and April. Let's talk about it, Ty. What about Garcelle? How long did it take him to get rid of them ladies who was sending goons after her son? How long did it take Andy to do that? How about the fact when she was talking about it on the reunion, how he cut her off to listen to the lady say, we would never do that. I don't know why she would think that. And she was sitting there like, wait a minute, you asked me a question. How many times has that happened? I'm asking for a friend, child. I'm all for protesting and moving people on, but if we don't do it across the board, the shit don't work ever, ever, ever. What is Clone in here talking about? Stop asking questions. All right. I guess you're talking about me. So I will hang up the line because Clone is up here, I guess, telling me that I am not pleasing to the people. So anywho, y'all, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate everybody for coming over. It always seems to get a little crazy. But anyway, hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And I will talk to y'all on the next one.